Have you ever been watching a movie and then halfway through you already know that this is going to be one that you come back to over and over and over again? That's exactly how I felt at 15 years old when I first watched Jamie Babbitt's But I'm a Cheerleader. The movie follows Megan, a cheerleader, who is sent to conversion therapy when everyone in her life suspects her of being a lesbian.
Telling us about the first time that you realized that you might be a lesbian.
I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm a cheerleader.
The movie has become a staple in queer communities all across the world and even became introduced to younger audiences when the director's cut was released for the 20th anniversary in 2021. But I'm a Cheerleader is a queer cinema classic that everybody needs to see because of the passion, the humor, and the legacy it has left behind. Babbitt had a very clear vision of what she wanted to do when she set out to make this movie.
More inspired by my childhood than I was by other films. My mom ran a teen rehab, so I basically grew up next door to my mom's rehab, which was called New Directions and is in Cleveland, Ohio. And it was a drug and alcohol rehab. So I took a lot of inspiration from my very intimate knowledge of 12-step and just how rehab works. And I just wanted to tell a story that represented me.
Later on, she was seeing all these testimonials come out in newspapers and magazines about people who were getting out of these gay conversion camps.
This film was conceived about 4 years ago. I was in San Francisco in a coffee shop, and I was reading one of those free newspapers, and there was an article about this guy who had gone to a homosexual rehabilitation camp, sort of trying to spread the message of how evil these places are and how they make you hate yourself even more than before you went in.
She wanted to see a feminine lesbian portrayed as the hero. And don't even get me started on the cast. It's literally so stacked. Got Natasha Lyonne, Cleo Duvall, RuPaul, Melanie Lewinsky, Michelle Williams, Dante Basco. And you had a mix of established actors who had been nominated for Oscars and rising stars who were still up and coming. And when you watch interviews or behind the scenes content, you can see all of the love and care that was poured into this project to make it happen.
Jamie's been one of my really, really good friends for 3 years, and I was in her short that she did that was at Sundance last year, and she wrote the part for me. And then I read it, and I was really scared because I was scared that I wasn't going to like it. And then I just freaked out because it was so good.
I had worked with Clea Duvall before in my short film, and Natasha was a friend of Clea's, and so Natasha actually read the script because it was in Clea's car.
Yeah, that's good.
So it was just some of my favorite independent actors. I'm really lucky.
Babbitt wanted to make a movie where she could make light of how ridiculous the concept of conversion therapy is. She was inspired by other satires of the time and wanted to create one of her own.
You say that you always wanted to do it as a satire, but obviously the subject matter could just be heart-wrenching drama, and it obviously is a very serious thing. How did you figure out exactly what the tone should be?
I was really inspired by Citizen Ruth, and obviously abortion is a very real subject. So I didn't want to make fun of ex-gay conversion, but I also felt like it was important to poke fun at just the ridiculous concept that if you make people more masculine or more feminine, that somehow is going to affect whether they're gay or not. And I think also just as a person, I am interested in comedy, and I always have been. Maybe it's my Scandinavian background, but I'd rather laugh at things than go into some serious emotion about it.
At the time it was released, it wasn't super well received because the wound of the AIDS crisis was still fairly fresh. But I cannot emphasize enough how funny this movie is.
This is where we sleep, but there's no inappropriate behavior allowed.
Inappropriate?
Like swearing?
No, inappropriate like fucking.
Oh.
Everything about this movie is over-exaggerated and highly stylized to draw attention to the absurdity of gender expectations and the condemnation of homosexuality. This movie has touched the hearts of many and continues to inspire so many people to this day. I do not think that movies like Bottoms or Booksmart could have been made without the precedent that But I'm a Cheerleader and other movies like it set. Even creatives outside of the film industry are inspired by this movie. For example, the song Silk Chiffon by Muna and Phoebe Bridgers references the movie in the music video, like directly to a T. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're interested in queer history, Natasha Lyonne, or film in general. And even if you are just like the least bit interested in any of those topics, you need to watch But I'm a Cheerleader for the passion that was poured into this project, the humor of the movie, and the legacy it has laid so that others can build upon it, even creatives like myself. And after you watch this video and then watch the movie, you also have to watch the Silk Chiffon music video, because in my mind they are inextricably linked and should be watched together. So yeah, if you have any questions, comment below and let's talk.
The message of the film is be gay, as far as I can tell, or just be yourself, but preferably be gay.